Hi guys, it's me Beata from horoscopesandreadings.com, and today I would like to start this live stream because we have very interesting topic, birth chart indicators and inclinations to secret affairs and hidden relationships. I would like to open the chat, so in case you have any questions topic related, you can ask me now and you can ask me live. So, I will be able to answer, of course, your questions right away. Okay, so I'm gonna type something here, so hang on. Questions right away. Okay, so I'm going. Okay, so hopefully, hopefully, you can hear me okay, and we can start now. I think this topic is very interesting and sensitive as well at the same time, but in my practice, I am repeatedly asked these questions. If we can even tell if someone will cheat on us, if can we even tell if someone is a liar, and these very similar questions I have been asked. So why not to shoot this one, and why not to give you opportunity to ask me, to ask me something. First of all, what is really important to start with is to tell that, in my humble opinion, it is not very easy to see character of the person in a birth chart. But what we can definitely tell is if someone has these inclinations and let's say predispositions in a birth chart. But if this person will do it, will cheat on us, or will betray us, it pretty much depends on level of consciousness, of that person. How spiritually evolved is this person? Because in my opinion, birth chart, it's like map, it's map of your reality. This is how you perceive reality. If we have birth chart, we can see your perception of life. So there are indeed people who are more prone to cheat, okay, to be unfaithful in a relationship, and this is what I want to cover here. But of course, I want to warn you that if your loved one has these indicators, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person will do it, because once again, it all depends on who this person is, how evolved is this person. But this is definitely his or her themes in life. Okay, so I would like to tell you that I will cover houses first and then aspects, and in this live stream we will have to make synthesis, because in this particular case we will need three indicators. This is great astrological rule that if you have three indicators of something, we can tell that it will happen. Okay, so if you will find in someone's chart that this person has three of these indicators, then yes, indeed, this person is very much prone to these type of things. Okay, so let's jump in, because this is really huge topic, and I will not be able to cover everything in this live stream, but I would like to tell you, you know, as much as is possible in this live stream. So let's start with houses. Well, first of all, houses that are typically involved if someone will cheat on us are 5th house, 8th house, and 12th house. Of course, maybe you are not surprised that 8th house is involved because this is house of Scorpio, right? 12th house is house of Pisces, but this is very interesting house, and somehow we astrologers, or not only astrologers, but we people, we really cannot tell what is there. You know, because whatever is in 12th house is hidden from us. That's why this house is very important when it comes to cheating and, you know, being unfaithful to one particular partner, because this house, 12th house, operates very much behind the scenes. Okay, so whatever happens in this house, it remains hidden, and it is very impossible for us to tell something. Okay, so yes, so it's 12th house because it's Pisces house. It is also a house of bad pleasures, so you can imagine whatever is hidden there. 8th house, of course, not surprisingly, Scorpio house. So if there are some indicators, planets or aspects that involves 8th house, then yes, we can definitely tell that something is going on. Some of you might be surprised about 5th house, but I believe it makes perfect sense because you know, 5th house is Leo house, but it is also house of fun. That's why if there are some planets, and I will get there, involved in this 5th house, this is more of a fun house, you know. In 5th house, we typically find our first dates, our love romances, but these are not committed, you know, these are just for fun, as everything with 5th house, okay? So now I will be more specific because and I would like to start with this 5th house, okay? So really, I would like to start with very masculine planet. So if planet Mars, whatever the sign, lands in the 5th house, this is the first indicator that this person likes to have fun, you know. And this person is pretty much prone to have fun, you know, to have fun in this area, in this sexual area, these one night stands or hookups. But extent to which this person will be prone to do these things, it all depends on how planet Mars is aspected, okay? And this is really advanced astrology, so if you are not sure what I'm, you know, talking about here, I have to tell you that you should check it with your astrologers, because it is clear that if someone has Mars in the 5th house in hard aspect, you know, because in this video I will talk only about hard aspects. So if planet Mars is in hard aspect to planet Moon, Venus, Uranus or Neptune, this person is prone to this type of hookups, okay? Added layer of this would be if planet Mars is in hard aspect to this planet, but also if there is some linkage to 8th house or 12th house with these aspects, you know. These other planets, they don't necessarily need to be in 8th or 12th house. However, these planets, they should rule these houses, okay? So One example would be, let's say someone has Mars in the 5th house, is squaring, let's say, Venus in the 8th house, or Mars in the 5th is squaring Venus in whatever house, but let's say Venus rules 8th house, okay? So it is really enough if a planet which is in hard aspect to Mars rules 8th or 12th house. So this is really synthesis, you know, this is something that you really have to put together. But I have started with Mars because planet Mars is really, you know, it's planet of sex. So pretty much if Mars is in the 5th house and is somehow damaged by some other planet, we should definitely pay attention to this one, okay? So now I will continue with 8th house because it is really Scorpio house. So you know, what is true about this house is really that this is house of sex. So pretty much any personal planet which falls into this house, it really it really strengthens person's longing, okay? So if someone, let's say, has Moon in Scorpio in the 8th house, no matter how aspected, this person is prone to these types of, you know, secret affairs, because this person very naturally, let's say, attracts or recognizes this type of opportunities in his life, okay? So, you know, if you don't have any planet in the 8th house, you might not know what I'm really talking about here, but really these people, if someone has, I don't know, let's say Mars or Moon in the 8th house, these people are prone to experience this type of secret affairs, or, you know, really these extramarital affairs. So there is really exception in the 8th house, because you can have really Moon, Mars there, and these planets, even if they are not in bad aspect, so they are really healthy, even though Moon in Scorpio is in its fall, these people are prone to this type of relationships, okay? So this was 8th house, and I will continue obviously with last 12th house, which is house of bad pleasures. And this Pisces house is very cloudy, it is very hidden, and I personally know people who have planets in the 12th house, and you know, it is very let's say difficult to be sure about what to expect from these people, okay? So for instance, if you have Moon or Venus in the 12th house, you are the person who is not very much, let's say, sincere about his or her actions in a relationship, you know, because Moon and Venus are both relationship planets, obviously. These are feminine planets, and if someone has Venus in the 12th house in bad aspect to whatever planet, this person likes to hide their love life, you know, in front of the public, but sometimes even in front of their partner, okay? And one more time, these are my observations, these are based on my research, based on my database, based on my clients and my own experiences. So really, this is really interesting, and this is something where we really can find that pattern of behavior. Okay, so really I don't want to be harsh on someone, but as I have said, if you are capable to find 3 or more indicators, I would be very cautious about this specific person. Okay, so once again, if someone has moon in the 12th house badly aspected, this person likes to spend their time in seclusion, in solitude, but this can very well apply to their love life. Okay, so once again, in this video, I'm talking about 5th house, 8th house, and 12th house, and their combinations, because it is not possible for me to cover here everything. But as I am live, I would also like to tell you that there's that myth that if someone has, let's say, Venus square Pluto in their birth chart, that this person is inclined towards this type of affairs. But I disagree with this, because these people, they can be very much obsessed in a relationship, but these people are pretty much obsessed about one person. Okay, so that's why Venus Pluto people are not involved in this category, whatever their aspect might be. Okay, now I will finish this with last aspect, which is very common, and I have found it repeatedly in birth charts of people who are prone to be unfaithful, and it is Venus square or opposition to Neptune. Whatever house, 5th, 8th, or 12th is included, it doesn't matter. But if we have someone who has this aspect in their birth chart, it means that this person has very unrealistic expectations of relationship, and is really prone to fantasies, to illusions, to delusions, and this is typical aspect of people who fall for unavailable men or women. Okay, so this is really interesting. Venus in Pisces itself, this is not the case, but if you have Venus in hard aspect to Neptune in whatever of these houses, it is enough for these people to fall in love with unavailable, it means with married men, or with men or women who are in some other committed relationship. So these people are repeatedly attracted to this type of people. Okay, but really if you want to be clear about these things, you really should have your birth chart checked by someone who can make it all together. Okay, because once again, it is not possible for me to cover all scenarios here, even though I believe I am very close to that. But once again, you have to check whole birth chart. Okay, now I would like to read some comments, so if you have any questions, feel free to type it in, and I will answer it live. Of course, obviously, you can ask me afterwards, and I will let you know my answer. Okay, so, wow. Okay, so someone says, hi, I'm glad to see you. Why Venus in 12 is related to hidden affairs? This is only one indicator. Okay, so if you have this one, don't take it, too personally, because as I have said, you or someone else should have 3 indicators, and in that case, I would be very cautious. But if you have Venus in 12, and it is the only, let's say, red flag of this, it means really nothing. Okay. Why Venus in 12th is related to hidden affairs? It is simply because everything, or each planet which we have in 12th house is very much hidden. You know, if someone has Mars in 12th house, this person, for instance, is prone to anger, but this anger is hidden. And only, quite some time, if you live with this person, you will notice how angry this person is, okay? Because this is 12th house, it's house of unconscious, and it is very difficult to grasp or to be even very specific with what we can expect. That's why Venus is planet of love. It is the most important planet we see in relationships. So if this person falls into 12th house, it is very natural, to search aspects of this planet and only then come to any conclusion. Okay. Next, someone asks, how can you tell someone's level of consciousness in the natal chart or maybe not? Well, this is really great question because the deeper I am in astrology, the more I ask these questions. And I don't know about you, but I really cannot tell someone's level of consciousness only based on a birth chart, okay? But if I talk to that person, then I believe we all have that, intuition or empathy that we can tell if someone, will behave badly or not. I believe it's that gut reaction you have or sixth sense. Because really, birth chart, there are your inclinations, very natural inclinations, but what you will do with it in this lifetime, it is completely up to you. That's why we have free will, okay? But in my opinion, you cannot tell level of consciousness only based on a birth chart. You have to, talk to that person because you really can have, let's say, really bad cards to play with in this lifetime, but you can evolve, you can grow, because it is all about that growth, right? But of course someone can be stuck only in those bad habits, bad aspects that are written in his birth chart, and then yes, it will become his destiny. Okay, so okay, someone says, I have literally joined it, and you said Venus in 12th house. Yes, Taurus in 12th house. Okay, who has that aspect? Okay, someone says, I have that aspect. Okay, don't worry about it, because if you have only that one aspect, that's completely fine. As I have said, one aspect really means nothing. Whatever area you are, searching in whoever's chart, not only this, let's say, cheating topic, but if you have only one aspect or one indicator, it is not that important. We are looking for patterns that are very much repeating. Okay, so I know a man who has Venus in 12th and he's having an affair. Yeah, you see. But, I would think that this man has a lot more going on, not only Venus in 12th, but yes, there is definitely that potential to do that. I also know people who has, bunch of planets in 12th, and if some of them are in hard aspect to some other planets, then yes, no wonder that their love life is much richer than we can imagine, and this is what is very fascinating about these things, because if you have that inclination only in fifth house, then people are prone, or you are not that hidden, and then your affair will be revealed someday, because it's fifth house. You know, it's pretty much like you are having your extramarital affairs on stage, you know, because it's Leo house. But people who have, you know, these inclinations in these hidden water houses, like 8 or 12th, wow, you would be surprised how rich their love lives can be, but they can still live, let's say, very much, in these serious commitments, but it is only on the surface, you know. So yeah, okay. So someone says, I am Sun, Moon, Pluto conjunct in Libra in 12th and Venus in Scorpio to 4 degrees of ascendant, and you are right. Okay, I am so shy, a little foggy. Okay, wow. Um, wow. You know, you must be a very interesting person only based on these aspects. So hello there. Okay. Someone asks, Neptune square, opposite, or in conjunct Mars? You know, yes, there is definitely potential also for this one. I think I didn't mention this aspect, but you know, this will be a little bit off topic, but this aspect is great for politics, because in my opinion this aspect is full of lies, and full of these, let's say, really this behind the scene acting, which can very well be linked to someone having an affair, because Mars is a planet of sex and, you know, our sex drive, and if it is in hard aspect to Neptune, you know, and Neptune rules 12th house, and if there are some other combinations, not only this one, because this alone, it would not be enough for me to consider or to tell that someone is a cheater, but if you have it like, with some other stuff going on in those water houses 8 and 12, or fifth house, then yes, then definitely we can tell that there's potential, okay, for it. Okay, I think that I will take one more question, and then I will sign off. But uh, now I already know that I was not probably to cover all these topics, because it is very interesting, but we are still talking only about theoretical, very theoretically, because if I had some, charts here, it would probably be more interesting. So if you are interested, I will post some of charts to my website horoscopesandreadings.com, and you can check it there. But this is definitely a huge topic, and I believe that if I saw yours or someone else's chart, I would be very accurate to tell you about that person a lot more. Okay, so let's take a look. How about somebody with moon in Libra, 26 degrees in 12th house? Okay. Pluto in Scorpio on the ascendant, no planets in 8th or 5th house, Pisces sun. Well, then we are only talking about moon in Libra in 12th house. And how is moon aspected? Can you answer that in this chat? It would help me a lot to tell you more. But, moon in 12th house itself, as I have said, it would not be enough. But if there are some hard aspects of planets, okay, that was all natal. Okay, cool. And what are aspects of the moon in Libra in 12? If you can tell me, it would help me. But if you are not able to, to write it down right now, I will tell you that you should definitely check aspects of the moon, and if these aspects of the moon are somehow related to fifth or eighth house, you know. Not necessarily you have to have, like, I don't know, moon square Mars. Moon is in 12th and Mars is in 5th. But if you have like moon square Mars in, I don't know, first house, but Aries rules 5th or 8th house, this would be another indicator. Okay, then we already have moon in 12th and also moon in hard aspect to Mars, and Mars rules 5th house, for instance. Okay, so then we already have two indicators, you know. Okay, so yes, you're welcome. If I mean, yes, I mean aspects to other planets, but I believe that I have answered it somehow, or I gave you some things to work with, because it can be really clearly seen, if you go through your chart or your partner's chart or whoever's chart, and you will notice these patterns, because these are really very much repeating. Okay, so okay guys, so I will now sign off from this live stream. I wish you all the best. If you have some additional questions, you can definitely leave it in comments, and I can answer it afterwards. Okay, so thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back with more relationship live streams next week. So have a good week, and bye bye.